Well, if you've been paying attention to the mainstream media today, you'll notice that they have been reporting on the Stingray cell phone towers. Of course, that's a sophisticated surveillance technology that police across the nation are using to sweep up your cell phone data. And of course, they're kind of pushing it across like, oh, this is a terrible thing, and they're probably using it a lot more than they say. Whatever will we do? But of course, they're not reporting on it so that you can actually stop this from happening and do something about it. They're kind of putting it out there so that now we know it's a de facto surveillance system that's in place. The Washington Post is kind of taking the angle that the secrecy surrounding this police surveillance equipment is undoing a lot of cases. This particular case that they report comes out of Tallahassee, Florida. A young man and his friend robbed a small-time pot dealer using BB guns, and under Florida law, that was robbery with a deadly weapon. Would have been a sentence of at least 4 years in prison. But before his trial, his defense team found out that they had used this secret surveillance technology. And of course, as we've reported, because we told you about this last year, us conspiracy theorists here at InfoWars, but we reported that rather than put it out there and let people know that this surveillance technology was being used, police were just doing a plea deal, or else they were dropping the case altogether because they would have non-disclosure agreements with the Stingray company so that they would not have to let taxpayers know how much money they were spending on these programs or how they were utilizing these programs. But now we're seeing that it's causing a lot of people to get their cases thrown out because they didn't get a warrant to sweep up all of this cell phone data. So, of course, that's an issue. And then you have other states like California and Silicon Valley. The police there they're saying, we really want to be able to use this Stingray technology. We really want these things to catch the bad guys. So now they have to put it out there. And now they have to, the cat's out of the bag. People know that these cell phone towers are being used. They are sweeping up your data, but they're not going to roll it back. They're not going to stop violating your civil liberties. They're not going to do that. But no, they're just going to let you be aware of it so that you know it is this de facto surveillance. They no longer will need a warrant to use it. If you're a criminal, then you just should know that it's out there. And they're going to say, once again, if you're not doing anything wrong, then you've got nothing to worry about. Why do you care if you're being surveilled and constantly spied on? But of course, when the tables are turned, when there is an app that's out there that allows users to not only report traffic accidents or where there's not a huge backlog of traffic, but to also let other users of the app know when there is a police kind of set up waiting to trap people. People use this Waze app. Well, police are completely against it. When you turn the tables on them, they're not having it at all.
This is Jakari Jackson for Infowars.com. You guys probably heard about the Waze app recently, W-A-Z-E. It's a phone app that allows you, among many other things, to pin the location of police officers. So you're driving down the street, you see a DUI checkpoint, you see some type of speed trap, you can alert your fellow travelers to this obstacle. And police departments, sheriff's departments in some places are getting upset about this. They say that the app endangers their officers, it's an invasion of their privacy, all the normal stuff. And I can understand their concern to an extent because, of course, we see recently the police shootings up in New York where the officers, and it just alerted me that there's a hazard coming up here. But as I was saying, you have the police shooting in New York, the two-seated police officers, so I can understand that kind of concern. But at the same time, these police officers, these sheriff's departments, they're using things to surveil you and me. They have cameras downtown in places like Austin, Texas, and they say that you have no reasonable expectation of privacy outside. Of course, you have all the tracking capabilities in your phone and your computer, other things as well. They have people on social media monitoring your post. If you say something out of line, they may pay you a visit. So I think it's a little hypocritical for them to say that they can surveil us, but if we want to take a look into their activities, then there's something wrong with that. So we're going to use our app, we're going to drive around here for a little bit, see how accurate this thing is, and see if we can actually find the officers using this.
Police reported ahead.
And there he is, right there to the right. Okay, so here we are, right outside the Cabela's in Buda, Texas, and the app is telling us that there's an officer up here going north into the Austin area. So we'll drive by and see if we can see him. He should be on our right-hand side.
Police reported ahead.
Okay, just got our warning. The officer should be right up here to our right. I'm not seeing him. So maybe this update is a little outdated. I didn't see the officer there. Okay, so my review of the app, it does work. It does tell you police locations, among many other things. Like I said, the app is also made to point out traffic hazards, things of that nature. But, you know, to any officer who would say that, you know, the app is giving away their location, we're right outside the Austin Police Department, and the Austin Police Department is not on it. And if you take a quick look, you can actually see the windows are still shot out from when somebody came up here a couple months ago and opened fire on the police station. I'm not encouraging anybody to do that. I'm just saying if somebody really wants to find out where these officers are, they can easily go to a headquarters of a police department or sheriff's department. So by and large, yeah, it's just a piece of a much larger app, so I don't think it's anything to get really worked up about. The officers are, you know, on patrol as they always are. I'm sure they'll be on guard as they always are, but I don't think it's anything to get really bent out of shape about. You can find more reports on Infowars.com.